Rotten Tomatoes for this, find more Spring Summer TV 2021, and they had a good article by Matt Cabral, 12 video game based TV shows we can't wait to see. Like I said, this video is kind of testing the waters to see what you guys want out there, and I will say this, and this is a huge generalization, so don't get me wrong, I think gaming community, we kind of just want more titles to become adaptations, whether it live action or whatever. We just want more. There's just not enough, especially when you compare it to like comics and stuff. But when it comes to anime adaptations, I think it's about the quality. Like, we want those to just be better than what they are, if that kind of makes sense. But let's continue on with the video games. We have a Castlevania spin-off series. Again, not a huge Castlevania fan, but it's funny, I love Castlevania type games, like roguelikes and all of that. This is going to be a spin-off series set in the French Revolution, so if that's something that interests you, cool, I'm glad you're getting your show, getting your vibe, your Castlevania type of thing. I am so unfamiliar with it, it's really hard for me to comment. Infinite Darkness, the Season 1 trailer has arrived. Now, this CGI and this look does look kind of good, honestly. I really do like full CGI movies. Think like Avatar, think Final Fantasy Spirits Within, which is highly underrated in terms of a full CGI movie. And I do think it could work. It's just, to me, it never seems to catch on. I am a new fan of Resident Evil. I came in at Biohazard, still haven't played Village because I'm not playing it unless it's on next gen. Y'all know my feelings on that. But I love the way they're going, that Twilight Zone type of story, while still making subtle callbacks. So this is exciting. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell has me intrigued as well, because I can't recall the last kind of spy thriller I saw or have seen recently that was really good, that wasn't like just a straight ripoff of all the other types of spy thrillers out there. Splinter Cell does do Splinter Cell the best, if that kind of makes sense. And it sucks that Ubisoft doesn't have another Splinter Cell on the horizon or announced yet, but is willing to confirm that there will be an animated series. So hopefully it's really good, dark, and gritty, because that's what I want. That's what I want to see, especially from Splinter Cell. It's gonna be interesting how they handle Cuphead. I've watched tons of streamers play it, even considered playing it myself, and then I was like, you know, what's the point? I've already kind of spoiled myself on everything, even though it would still be a great time, I'm sure. I'm just interested to see what kind of rating this show will get. Is it going to be teen, mature, or E for everyone? The cartoon style lends itself so heavily to them old Disney type of cartoons, but the themes inside of Cuphead and the actual dance with the devil part, I'm gonna be shocked at what Netflix kind of does. I'm not a big Far Cry fan, however, Far Cry 6 does look the most promising out of all the Far Cries I've attempted to play and played. I did play the one before New Hope, Far Cry 5 I guess it was, and that was okay. It was alright, but New Hope obviously flopped. Obviously with Giancarlo Esposito, voice acting is going to be on point, even though this actually isn't about Far Cry 6. It's about Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix. The second series is based on 2013's Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon, an over-the-top expansion with strong 80s action movie vibes. I think the action movie 80 vibe stuff is kind of played out now. That's not our throwback. You know, that's not our generation. We're not even close to it. That's our parents. That's their parents. It's not us. And I get why we're still trying to cling on to that kind of era, and even the 70s and all of that stuff is still clinging on for dear life to be relevant. But just kind of let it go. So hopefully this doesn't end up cheesy. Captain Laserhawk, I mean, with that name already, just kinda Tomb Raider. Excited to see this because nobody has come out with anything comparable to Indiana Jones in a really long time, honestly. I mean, Uncharted had a chance, but you know how I feel about that. We just talked about that last week. With a sequel to 2018's Alicia Vikander starring Tomb Raider in the works, it looks like Lara Croft will continue chasing fortune and glory on the big screen. In the new era, since Disney showed what was possible to do with comics, I want to see that same kind of treatment with the new generation, and hopefully this Tomb Raider can set it off. I played Twisted Metal just like everyone else back then. I don't know how this is gonna work. Produced in part by Arrested Development's Will Arnett, but here's my main theory on how Twisted Metal works. It's a horror, a gory, bloody, grindhouse type of horror. That's the only way I see Twisted Metal working, because if the movie takes it too seriously, it's gonna suck. We get an awesome grindhouse type of movie. with Twisted Metal, which is kind of cool. League of Legends fans out there, you get Arcane. Now, I know League of Legends really only through Legends of Runeterra, so I can't speak on it too much, though I do know it's crazy popular, and tons of people like to play that MOBA, and that's cool. I'm happy for you. You get a show, because I do think that the League of Legends world is rich with lore, though it might be oversaturated by how many characters there are, and who's important and who's not. Maybe this show puts a spotlight on a couple and really gets me, at least, into the world. Last of Us, I'm just gonna skip over this. I do have a couple videos on the Last of Us HBO series, and I will say that I do need to do a follow-up on this story. Some opinions of mine have changed. For the most part, a lot of things have stayed the same. I'm not too thrilled about it. I'm not too excited about it, but we'll see what happens. Naughty Dog already gave up on Uncharted. Go check that previous video out. And Neil Druckmann seems to have just taken the helm on this, and we know how bad The Last of Us Part 2 turned out. The game got triple discounted in the first year. It was embarrassing, embarrassing, embarrassing. I don't have much hope. I'm gonna save the rest of what I would say about this for a future video. Now, in my mind, there's no reason why Assassin's Creed can't work and doesn't work, but don't ask me why that movie flopped a couple years ago. Hopefully, the writer Jeb Stewart has been named the showrunner, can actually bring Assassin's Creed to life, because I don't think we've ever seen anything like Assassin's Creed on the big screen. It's the same kind of thing with the Marvel movies. You know, Ezio and Altair, they are like the Spider-Mans and the Iron Mans of the universe. There's no reason they can't work and get their own movie. Because can you imagine for a second having a Tomb Raider and an Assassin's Creed movie franchises going on? Oh my. And finally, Halo. Y'all already know how I kind of feel about Microsoft. I don't like the way they market themselves to their fan base and what their fan base allows from the company. But Halo is getting a TV adaptation, and Halo to me falls in line with like Star Trek. I think it can work, just depending on how they go about it. And to be honest, I think this will be better than that new Halo game coming out. But anyway, that's all I really had for you today. See what y'all want to see the most, what you're most excited for. Is this an anime versus video game video? I don't know, let me know. But I am more excited for the anime titles if I had to pick a side, because I just don't have faith in the video game adaptations. Go balls to the walls, go all out, and make something dope that us fans can get behind, because we'll support you. We show out, we support, but if it's trash, we also let you know. I'm the grown kid.